What's up, Bree?
So excited. I love Zoom. I feel like Zoom post class, it feels like a fun app.
Really? I'm not a fan. Like this is
No,
like one of the first times I no, the last time I think we had a meeting like earlier this year, we used it. But other than that, no.
yeah, it's pretty formal. But how's everything? How are you?
Everything's good. Right now I'm just adjusting to so much in my life, living in a whole new state. Literally just moved what 3 next week's gonna make it a month, so 3 weeks now.
A month.
Yeah,
My
it
goodness.
flew.
Did
So
I was gonna say, like, how does that like feel? Like everything's like with you now?
literally my car, I drove my car down here. My car, all my
So do you want to talk about
machine.
like what state you moved to?
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure. I can say, I look he was saying like I'm on some incognito. I'm really not.
yeah.
I live in Georgia though. Yeah.
How was driving?
Yo, that was the longest trip I ever took in my life. Like at least
By
drive. That was my
yourself?
first time driving like by myself. Well, my friend came, but he drove in a rental car. So like we was in our cars by ourselves the whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
Are
so
you
weird.
like a stop for gas and just push through? Like how'd you navigate that? Like
So that
smooth.
was the goal. But so look, I'm about to plug myself. If you watch the moving vlog part, I think it's part two.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was we was gonna just push it the whole way through. The rental car that he was in, all of a sudden the engine started overheating. The heat wasn't working in the car. Mine is not safe. So literally 2 hours into the drive, we had to pull over somewhere in Pennsylvania, call customer service. We literally had to go around PA for like almost 2 hours and get a whole nother rental car.
Oh my
To the point
gosh.
where like we got to, I think we was in Virginia. We was like, yeah, we gotta stop. Went to a hotel, went to sleep, and then the next day we just booked it the
That's
whole way.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's Is this like before or after the deer hit your car?
Oh, this is all after that. Oh, yeah, the dare thing. See, Brie, I mess with you. You really be tapped in. Yeah, that dare. Yeah, if you want to talk about the dare, listen, that dare thing came at the most inconvenient time ever. I'm like,
I
and
mean,
I'm
when is it convenient though to get your car hit
no,
by?
for real. I don't think it's ever convenient, but like, I remember it clear as day. The last thing I seen was the deer's head. That's the only thing I seen, and I remember just seeing Bambi fly across the street once I hit it, and then my car was just like, I was just stunned. I'm like, did a deer really hit my car?
No, right? Like that, wait, what just happened moment.
Yeah, literally. But that was crazy. Literally, and that's when I said I was moving. So that happened a week after I said I was officially moving.
Oh wow.
I was like,
So
God, is this a sign? Like, should I just stay?
yeah, I guess I'm curious. Let's just maybe like go back in the timeline before all this car mishaps
Oh no,
and
for sure.
driving. So now you're in a whole new state. You're a fashion designer, you're a creator, and prior to these adjustments, I would say a success in your Buy Her Flowers campaign, and especially the pop-up that you had. And I kind of just if you can talk about the glimpses or really like the remnants of Buy Her Flowers campaign and the
Mhm.
success of that, if you just want to.
Yeah, for sure. So that right there, like I told you, you already know when we wrote the blog about it, that kind of came by accident, but
Mhm.
also too, it made sense for what I wanted to do. Like I'm big on like just overall storytelling with my brand, and everybody knows like I'm inspired by gardens, and that's all due to my great grandmother. So once I seen how fast a shirt sold, and then I realized, no, this is a strong story because I always said at all my pop-ups, I want to give away like flowers for free. That's always been me. So I'm
Mhm.
like, matter of fact, as a designer, I feel like it's important to have like at least that one product that can fund everything else. And even though I don't really care for
Oh.
t-shirts, yeah, exactly. Even though I don't really care for t-shirts, I'm big on cutting. So I'm like, no, at least have a t-shirt to help fund all the other projects that you want to do. And I realized that Buy Her Flowers thing would be that. So I just turned it into an overall campaign. So we shot something during the summer. We just released a video for that as well, like a little short film type of thing, like
Was
three
it the
minutes.
wingman?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Wingman's playing.
that was so nice. I love
Yeah.
that it gave if my era is wrong, it'd be like the 50s, like the show cards.
Wow, it's because you're close. We used to ask you 60s.
60s, okay.
Hey, I don't think we even mentioned that, so that's a good job.
No, I saw it. Well, good job to editing and being and
Thank
all
you.
that because I saw.
Honestly, you know what's funny though? I have to say this on recording. I give it one to Jennifer. Jennifer, she creative directed that whole video. When I tell you she came at a time in my life where I was just clocked out this summer. Well, we was talking prior to this. I was going through it, so I'm like, I don't know what's up with this brand. I'm just done. This whole summer, I just gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
She came to me with the idea, and I'm like, and I told her all my frustration. I'm like, yo, I'm not here mentally. She's like, no, Lemire, we're gonna get this done. So shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out Katie. Katie styled it. Katie did amazing.
Beautiful. Yes.
Like color palette, the way the silhouettes were on people. I was so excited to the point where I even acted in it. And I don't play that. Usually I just like to do everything
Yeah.
in a
No,
just
I know. I was
low
like,
key.
wait, is he gonna go into acting now?
Literally, I'm just like, no, let's have fun. Like, and I'm so grateful for them. Ben and his girlfriend Shawnee, like look, the way they all came through. And I told them in the group chat, I was like, I don't think they realized how much like that really like helped me mentally. Cause I was just so clocked out of the brand. And the fact that they all came together to help me get that campaign done, well, help Jennifer get that campaign done, it
Mhm.
meant a lot. Cause at the end of it all, it's for LamierLee, it's for the brand.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm overall happy. But yeah,
Yeah.
my goal with that campaign overall, and just those shirts, I want those shirts to just be like a blank canvas. That's why it's black and white.
Yes.
Then I want to collaborate with other like different flower shops and other pop-up venues, and then like basically I'll customize it to their liking. So I want that to be something to make me constant money and also to market for the brand.
No, of course. And I think one thing that you keep mentioning is the emotional state
Yeah.
through that. And um a present character in that you've mentioned is your great grandmother. I don't know if a lot of people that follow you know about your great grandmother. I think it's such a blessing for you to be so vulnerable and share and be open about that influence. But yeah, I want to know more about your great grandmother.
Miss Addie. Ah man, it's so much. She passed away in 20, yeah, it was 2016. So that was like my freshman year of high school. And then I was
Well,
also like,
first, I want to say not a lot of people have relationships with their great grandmothers. So
that's
the
what I'm
fact
saying.
that it's such a relevant and like living, whether not here physically, like presence in your life. So I think that's so unique and intriguing.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that because I always think about that. And that's why I think I try to take advantage of all of it, you know? And I think the reason why I mention her so much and try to use her as an influence for the brand is because like she's literally the glue to my family. So unfortunately, once she passed, things did transpire. But like when she was here, she was the glue. And like the house that she owned in Jersey City, that was like a like that was kind of like a home base for everybody. No matter what's going on, you know you have a home no matter what. And then just like knowing this the stuff that she instilled in us, like even as her great grandchild, I remember almost every conversation that we had, all the values that she taught me. I wish she was still here. Now that I'm older, I can really have better in-depth
Yeah.
conversations with her, obviously. But she taught me so much, and I'm like, I think it's important, not just in my family, but in every single family lineage, right? You have to keep that alive, and I'm big on that because it's like as we get older, we're gonna pass away. Who's gonna be there to carry that torch? And I'm tired of like hearing about families or just seeing certain things where it's like families stop talking or like people just pass away and that's that. You don't really hear stories about them and you don't really like carry it on. A family I like to look at, right? Is like the Wayans family. So you got like Marlon Wayans, Sean
Yes.
Wayans, you got all these Wayans, but like they're a dynasty, right? And I think
Mhm.
that's kind of how, not kind, that's how I want my family to become.
No, of
So it's
course.
like if I can take all the values that she taught me and put into my brand, the values, the way I carry myself, the way I dress, education. She was a teacher. So I remember like days after school, we would go to her apartment. She'll be like, "Nah, y'all read them books. Then y'all can watch PBS Kids." Like she's big on education. So I think that's why she did play a factor in why I went to college, you know. Even though I'm not too much of a fan of college, but it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. But I
Different
just
Zoom call.
yeah, different Zoom call. But I am big on education regardless. Even if you don't get a
Of
formal
course.
education, I'm always saying get a mentor, get an education
Yes.
some way, somehow. So she definitely instilled
Mhm.
that in me. So I would say that's the biggest reason. And then like I feel like I'm rambling about her. I'm sorry. This
Let
would be
her, no, of
like
course. Let us, yeah.
this would be like the last thing, but I would say too, like just the feeling that I got when I was with her. Like I felt at home. Like that the hug when I go upstairs and just sit on her lap and just talk to her for a while. I'll go
Mhm.
upstairs early and 'cause I used to live downstairs from her and she used to live upstairs. So like I would go upstairs early in the morning, she'll make me breakfast and we'll just talk. And like
Yeah.
we'll just watch the news together and she'll have like a stack of newspapers and like she'll just go through it and I'll just be sitting there listening to her talk. So I think the reason why I want to keep that going is because I know what she did for my whole family. You know, she
Mhm.
literally like gave us that home, that feeling, that comfort and even talking about her, even like doing project based off of her, it reminds me like keep going. This is exactly what she wanted for you to do,
Yes.
not give up. So that's why I'm always mentioning her, and like she's like a huge part of not just the Buy Her Flowers campaign, my brand, just in general. She plays a vital
Yeah.
factor.
No, that's great. I think that's beautiful because it talks about your your own immediate family and the endurance that you guys have during trials, but also within your brand and your business and in your owning your own business, right? The endurance of that. And talk about generational wealth, literally and figuratively, and
No.
that transpiring. I think that's beautiful. I know, so it basically sounds like you describing eating breakfast with her and the stack of newspapers. It sounds very like noisy but
Hmm.
calm at the same time. And I
Yeah.
think for you or just anyone in general moving, because I live in Jersey and Northeast, East Coast, but traveling and having family down in the South, completely different in terms of experience, in terms of like what you hear, slow living, busy living. And I know you've only been there for a month, but any noticeable difference in terms of like your creative process, your thinking versus the regions that you found yourself in?
Yeah. Uh, it's a lot of reasons why I moved, but a big reason for it is like I've realized this in life. Life is literally made up out of experiences and reference points, right? So it's like as a creative, sometimes you do have to go experience. You hear the dog? I'm sorry.
No, you're
Sometimes
good.
you do have to go experience like new things in life, right? Especially as a creative, because I know that it'll like broaden your mind. And it's funny because I didn't realize, but since I was younger, I've always been like infatuated with Georgia. Like my favorite movie growing up, it's a movie called ATL with T.I. is the main character.
I gotta watch it.
You got Nunu's
Right
like
there.
Lauren London.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. That's one of my favorite movies, hands down. So I've
Hmm.
always been infatuated with like Georgia culture, and one thing I've noticed just in general is just you got Southern hospitality. People are more family oriented out here. I'm walking outside, going on a walk in the neighborhood. People are saying good morning. I'm not used to that.
Hello,
You
actually
know,
acknowledging your presence. Yes,
that's what
I've
I'm
experienced that
saying.
too when I'm down in the South and I eat it up. I love
No, for real, I think it's dope.
yes.
Like I only experience that in Jersey if I'm at certain parks. I run a lot. If I go to certain parks, I notice that like people
Yeah.
we say hi to each other because you usually see the same people anyway.
Yeah.
But down here in like you saying hi to everybody.
It's the culture versus like a niche community.
Literally, that's how kind
Yeah.
of how I feel.
Yes.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Usually, like when people come from the Northeast, we're known for just moving fast, kind of just I guess attitudes and stuff like that. And you come down here, it's like, nah, everybody's smiling. I'm going to Waffle House. The accents are just crazy to me. I'm like, what did you say? It's just
You
a
think
different
you think
thing.
you're gonna develop one?
I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie.
No?
All my friends keep asking me that. Knowing me, I won't. But it's kind of cool when I talk to them. I kind of troll them and like act like I have the accent. But
Yeah.
like it's cool, and I just love it. I love like just seeing something new that I'm not used to. Seeing like how other people live their lives and carry themselves and pumping my own gas too. That's kind of crazy, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Jersey girl can never,
Yeah,
never.
that's what I'm saying. Jersey, that's a different type of luxury.
Yeah, I think it's very admirable. I think being a man of faith, being a I'm gonna keep saying it, just like a business owner and very driven to take this step. And although it's like it's fun, oh, it's funny, accents, this and that, pump your own gas, but the genuine discomfort that can come with such a transition. And how are you navigating that in terms of what's inspiring your next collection?
Um, so like before I moved, like I always said, I knew I had to make myself a little more uncomfortable. I feel like I was getting a little too comfortable in Jersey. Granted, I was still working hard, I was still pushing things, but I'm like, there's something missing. I never left home. Like I went to the elementary, middle school, high school in Jersey, went to college in Jersey, not too far from the place I lived. I'm like,
Hmm.
I never really left and actually experienced anything. I experienced it whether it was for like a day or two max,
Hmm.
or like through like TV and YouTube watching people vlogs. I'm like, why don't you just go? It's really not that serious. Like, just go. You have no kids, you have no wife yet. It's
Hmm.
like there's really nothing technically holding you back except for like everybody's here. But then like my godmother lives down here. I'm like, okay,
Yes, yeah.
let me just go. And I think that right there pushed me more, not just for the brand, but me mentally, because I knew I had to do this to push myself creatively and just like remind myself, like, yo, you can do anything that you put your mind to as long as God gives you that okay. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So I think that was my biggest thing. I'm just like, you know what? I didn't want to become stuck in a place because I've noticed that not even with family, just with people in general, where you grow up somewhere you think that's the only place you can live or stay because you're comfortable. I'm like, no, you got to make yourself uncomfortable if you want to be great. And I know I'm going to be great. So it's like, nah, you better start building these muscles now. Be willing to get up and go if you need to. Be willing to
Yes.
get up and travel. Be willing to be around an environment that you're not used to. Why? It's gonna
Mhm.
help you grow. Of course, be wise. I don't want people to just get up and start moving now. That's not what I'm saying.
Of course.
Be wise though, but also too, you gotta trust God. Like I came down here, I didn't have a job secured yet. I didn't have a savings because the deer hit my car. That wiped me out. I'm like, yeah, forget that. And then it's just like, nah, God, I trust you. And he's been making a way. And it's like, see?
Yeah. And
So
even when you don't have the like it's not about seeing it, it's about like you said, when God gives you that okay, you just gotta move. And I think it's a blessing too to be able to facilitate that own discomfort because there's other people in the world who have that discomfort forced upon them and it's not a choice. So the fact that we are able to make that choice and every day bear that cross, if you will, I think
mhm.
it's really being wise.
Exactly. Also, too, before you go to the next question, you know what I
No.
heard too that really blessed me? My brother said this. He said, when you know you need to like make a move or you know you need to do something and you're
Mhm.
not doing it, things are gonna start happening. And to the point where, like you said, you're gonna be forced to do it now and you're really gonna be mad. So he's like, while you have the opportunity, somewhat of a freedom, and you have the time, do it. Because eventually
Yes.
you're gonna get forced and then you're gonna be even then you're gonna be upset. And it's like it's nobody's fault but yours.
100%. 100%. I think also like it's just being able to have that agency, right? And knowing, okay, I don't have all the time in the world. And that, of course, that can bring anxiety and pressure. But it's like, oh, I don't have all the time in the world. Let me channel that energy into like creation. Let me channel that energy into something that is worth it, if you will, and not just like sit and because I know like there tends to be a lot of overthinking. I feel like for those in the creative spaces as well, whether, oh, what's the outcome of this going to be, the success of that, or I want to stand out unique in this way. But I think all of that noise kind of like shuts down and dwindles once you get more focused and you just take action, like you're
Mhm.
doing, 100%.
Yeah, I love that perspective, Bree.
I think in one of your mini vlogs, you mentioned pouring into and expanding, and not just in your collection, but I think possibly in your maturity as yourself,
Mm.
possibly. So, is that something that you know some areas in your life that you are like, okay, this needs expansion, this needs all my time and consideration, or is it more like a day-to-day, like figuring out your new environment?
Ah, that's tough. And I think that kind of goes back to the overly ambitious thing where it's like, nah, I feel like all this, like this thing right here needs all my time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that's kind of where I'm at now, where it's like I'm there, but I'm also too, like you said, still trying to figure out like my new environment. But my mind, like, and literally, this is something I had to pray for. I'm like, is this healthy? How
Mhm.
much I think about growing this brand. I don't even look at it as a brand. I see it as a company because I know the stuff I have in the works. So
Yes.
like, I'm like, is this toxic that I'm constantly thinking about this brand and like I want everything to kind of tie into it? Because like, I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning, my brand was like called Created by Lee. This was like beginning
Yes.
of college. And
Hmm.
then I changed it to LamierLee. And I said, at this point forward, I wanted to represent me. I want people to connect with me and then let that kind of be the extension of the brand, you
Yes.
know? So I
Hmm.
think that's why I'm so big on like, no, this is what all my energy goes into. Because the stuff I go through in my real life, we're gonna somehow tie it in with the brand and tell like a genuine story. I'm not gonna get too in depth with certain things because obviously you're supposed to keep certain things
No,
private,
of course, of
confidential, you
course.
know?
Yeah.
But I said this has to connect with me and who I am. Because I had to notice, like, especially nowadays with like influencers and stuff like that. I wanted to be in a background, like in a back seat. No one knows who I am. I'm just making product. And I don't have the
Yeah.
luxury to do that right now. I'm like, a lot of people, they're just gonna connect with me and buy what I make. So
Yeah.
if we have to
Yeah.
do that, we're gonna do it.
I think that awareness is so important. One thing, um, I have a mentor and he shared with me like you have to realize that you are the CEO. Like you yourself are your own business aside from your assets. And your board of directors is your family. The jobs that you have now, those are your clients. Don't to think, oh, I work for that mentality. And I didn't think it, some people are like, oh, this is too deep, but genuinely, like how you renew your mind and the way your framework is really shows in how you live your day to day. And so he said, like really shift the language of, oh, I work for this person more than it's I do work with this company. They are my client because you're the CEO of your company, your board of directors, your family. So if your family board of directors say, "Oh, I don't think that's healthy," or people of faith, brothers and sisters in Christ, like your main people, if they're not jacking it, then the client that you're working for, say even the biggest company, JP and Morgan, whatever it is, it's not worth losing yourself because you are your own CEO at the end of the day. So that's good
Exactly.
that you have that awareness, 100%.
You gotta
Damn.
get emotional.
No. I don't think so. I've been mad calm this whole time. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, that'll be me too, man.
But it's so weird though too. Like, are you excited? Are you? I'm like, I'm excited, but like, of course a little nervous. But I just been chill. I don't know, bro.